Well, here we go with our show. If you just turned your television on, hello, you are tuned in to TV 56, and I am glad to be with you. I'm your host, Thera Martin Milling, and we are celebrating the holiday season. But even as we prepare to celebrate and observe Thanksgiving and Christmas and then a blessed New Year, we have to take a look back and reflect on some things. One of the biggest things that we want to reflect on today in this first segment on the show is about how the November 6, 2012 general election came out at the end of the day. Now, we know who won, we know who didn't win, but there's some concerns about those of us who may have lost on Election Day as voters because there were so many reported problems at the polls. To help us to talk about this and to shed some light on all of it, I am delighted to be joined by Reverend Robert P. Shine Sr. How are you, sir?
Thank you, Thera, for inviting me to be here and to join you this.
We are glad to have you, and you know, I could go on and on, I guess, for about the whole show, talking about the different titles and the organizations that you're involved with. But one of them that is near and dear to my heart that I'd like to also add on to the introduction I gave prior to us starting this segment would be the Black Clergy of Philadelphia, because you distinguishedly served as the president of that body for 4 years?
For 2, but
it seemed like it was 4 years. Okay,
it may have been overall maybe 6.
Okay, so past president of the Black Clergy of Philadelphia and vicinity, currently the president of this statewide African American clergy group, and certainly one of the key players in the Pennsylvania Voter Protection Coalition. Okay, so now Tuesday, November the 6th, I'll take it you were a Democrat, and so you were happy with the results of the day.
Of course.
Okay, I'm a Democrat, you know, just being honest, and I was thrilled with the results of the day, that President Barack Obama won re-election. But there were a lot of problems at the polling place that people need to iron out now so that we won't have those same problems come spring of 2013.
Correct. The Pennsylvania Voter Coalition Protection, it was a group that was organized prior to November 6th, and the idea was to be sure to have voter protection, voter education, and how to vote in light of the photo ID law that had been passed but had been set aside temporarily. Then it was our purpose to make sure that the citizenry was adequately prepared with information, and we wanted to see an overwhelming turnout at the polls. Given that there were significant problems around voting throughout the city, throughout the state, where many voters, with regard to the provisional ballot that was turned away, many people were not able to exercise their right to vote. And this was as a result of the confusion and the complication regarding what to do, can we vote, ex-offenders' right to vote. And so it was just a mammoth degree of problems that we were experiencing.
And one of the things that I heard, because there was a wonderful press conference that your coalition did a week ago Friday, and it came out that there were so many people who went to vote who were registered voters, who were longtime active voters, not people who just showed up yesterday, people who've been voting every year, have a record of voting, and their names weren't in the book. And so again, they felt disenfranchised, and they were told, well, you can vote by provisional ballot at the places who had the decency to tell people that. But a lot of people, like you said, walked away and didn't get to vote here in Philadelphia and here in Pennsylvania.
Now, whether that was so coincidental that happened, or whether there was a design in it occurring, it's hard to determine. But certainly an investigation is necessary to find out just in fact what occurred, that while people who were long-term voters were now being disenfranchised in a very important election, one in which everyone wanted to participate in, and then only to discover that they were being denied. So it just added to their frustration, their anger, their anxiety in terms of, shall I vote, how can I vote, when will I be able to vote? Can I leave and come back? What happened with the system? So the system seemed to have many glitches in it. and how to resolve them in a timely manner to allow the voter to exercise their franchise was difficult. But nevertheless, the outcome was victory at the polls. Our motto, as you may be aware of, was take your soul to the poll. And by the thousands across the city, across the state, there was an enormous turnout to re-elect President Barack Obama.
Now, so the coalition that you're involved with includes people like Paula Peebles, who's the local chairwoman of the National Action Network Philadelphia chapter, which was founded by Reverend Al Sharpton up in New York City. He's got chapters across the country. I understand that the Philadelphia branch of the NAACP and the Pennsylvania branch of the NAACP are part of that coalition. Then the Black Clergy is a part of the coalition. Your organization, the statewide clergy, is a part of the organization. The Pennsylvania Legislative Black Caucus, I'm told, is a part of the organization. Then there's individuals, former City Councilwoman Donna Reed Miller, as a part of that group. Anybody else key that we've left out?
No, and in fact, this coalition felt strongly about a certain level of, a high level of commitment to assure the voter, particularly in the highly concentrated urban areas, that they had the right to vote. And we would monitor, we would poll the polls, we would be assured that the information at the polls was adequate and proper. This coalition stood its ground. So this was using that terminology, this coalition was organized to stand the ground for the right of every citizen to exercise the right to vote. There was a lot of, we feel, unjust practices, if not illegal practices. There was a lot of contention with the poll watchers and with the books that were there and the machines themselves. In one incident, we were told that the individual went inside the booth and pressed the button for the candidate of his choice, but then the light showed up for the opposite candidate. This was problematic. Solving these difficult problems with the nervousness that people were experiencing, with the high level of tension that was being demonstrated, with the urgency to vote, with the number of people in line to vote, with attempting to read the ballot initiatives, created a lot of excitement and anxiety among the people. Get in, get out. They wanted to have an intelligent vote, but they knew they couldn't read all those ballot initiatives so fast, so they would go in and push the one button and then vote and then leave the machine